Welcome to
CryptTeaze Family Fun Night.
All right. Hey everybody, I'm Chase Will.
I'm Sean Wheeler.
And I'm Lucas Liner.
And welcome to CryptTeaze Family Fun Night. Tonight we're discussing Lucas's first pick, because this is the first CryptTeaze Family Fun Night. We're discussing 2010's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Lucas, give us a rundown of this movie.
Oh my god, this is a movie that I recommend to people that do not like horror, because it has enough of the tropes that everybody knows, but it takes them and twists them and subverts them in ways that are just wonderful to see. Yes, it's blood, so I warn people, like, look, if you can't handle gore, this is not a movie for you. But
No.
It is laugh out loud funny. And
Yeah.
it knows what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything else but. I wrote about this, actually. I'm going to shout out our friends over at Dark Universe. I wrote about this for their 100 Greatest Slashers, and I think I referred to this as an anti-slasher, because it takes all of those tropes that we know from, like, Jason and Freddy and Michael and all those, and absolutely turns them on their ear.
It kind of actually works as its own slasher too. Like all the beats are still there.
I think I must have just become very desensitized to like what I qualify as a lot of gore, because I don't put this movie in that category.
No, like if you've watched Saw
as-
and Hostel, this isn't a lot of gore.
I mean,
But
I didn't
as
watch
far
Hostel,
as-
but
as far
that's
as
a lot
I
of gore.
think-
But
I think my qualification of it was for people that don't watch horror, like, this is a bloodier movie. This isn't like The Conjuring, that's more atmospheric horror that people might
okay,
associate
yeah,
with the
I
genre.
gotcha. But I mean, for all there is of that, I mean, for my take, there's really only a few moments where it gets like really pretty bloody. There's a lot of stuff where it's like they really shy away from it.
Yeah, because
Like,
there were a
you
couple
know-
kills, like the impalement one. Well, there are a couple impalement kills, but the wood chipper one is the one that has the most blood, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, but
God.
then like the guy accidentally shoots his face off, and it's like you don't ever see the head wound. Like they just let that one go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, all right, like to me, like that's shying away a little bit.
I think this is because they're trying to find like a perfect medium between, you know, all the blood and also how can we make this marketable to comedy fans
Right.
and not just
Well,
horror fans.
I mean, look, I don't think anyone's going to argue with the fact that this is the best comedy horror movie to come out since like the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
I was telling Chase, I mean, my personal top 3 for horror comedies are Ready or Not, which I will defend that movie to the ends of the earth. I fucking loved it. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, and this movie. That's my like top 3, like, and I don't know which would be gold, silver, or bronze, but that's my like that's my podium of horror comedies.
I mean, see, for me, I grew up on like, you know, like the Evil Dead movies and Army of Darkness. So for me, it's like those are kind of like that's always kind of my standard for horror, but that's like slapstick horror. It's a bit of a different kind. It
For
really
sure.
is. I mean, you can't watch Army of Darkness and tell me it's not slapstick horror. But I think the genius here is that they play off the slasher tropes, but it's the fact that they take buddy comedy. Like you have the himbo. You have yeah, you do. You have the himbo.
You do. No,
and you have, you know, the down to earth, more serious minded fun. So you have the buddy dynamic for like a good buddy movie. And then the X factor is moronic idiot frat kids. Like
I like how too the frat kids are the ones end up being, well, one of them at least. What's his name? He's got that really shitty name.
Chad.
Chad. Yeah, he's a fucking Chad.
How can you forget Chad?
He ends
Chad
up
is a
being
dick,
the
y'all,
slasher.
like
Chad
I just like
is
that
the
ending
Chad.
scene.
Uh-huh.
I just like that scene near the end where she's like, wait, you're part redneck too. He's like, no.
Oh my god.
It's perfect.
Uh,
Before we go any further, what's everybody drinking this week?
Water.
I
The
don't
water?
I am, I think, for the second time on this podcast, there's another episode where I did not have beer in my hand, but because I'm taking something for an allergic reaction I had, because I have gotten my microchips and micro salsa, as people have called it on the internet, but I have I probably can't say the name unless they sponsor us, but it's a nitro cold brew.
So, sir, as much as I enjoy all the fine whiskey, which you can clearly see in the shot here,
You see your love for whiskey.
I have the COVID weight to drop.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got to be working on that. So it's
Oh, that's
water,
fair, yeah.
tea, and coffee all the time
Well,
right now.
for tea, I recommend a twisted tea.
Again,
Perfect
I'm going
for
no
slapping the
calorie,
shit out of
no
racists.
alcohol right now. Like
Oh,
I
no.
gotta drop that COVID weight.
It's low calorie if you only drink.
Yeah, but oh come on, you as a health person have to understand
Yeah.
that alcohol is going to slow down your metabolism. That's just not good for somebody trying to lose weight.
Can you believe I'm a personal trainer?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, I told Sam, I was trying to train him. I was like, well, first you must learn what not to do. That's going to be the first 3 weeks of my program.
Terrible.
All right, going off that. And then it was a good.
Speaking of
There's your
cardio,
fucking
it's a
segue.
nice day for a run.
Does anybody have like a favorite scene in this? Because I have a couple, and I think right up there is the part where he goes, just be yourself, just smile and laugh a lot. He walks up with a sickle. He's like, so you guys going to the woods?
Oh man.
Oh gosh, like I don't know that I could really pick just one because, like, for me, what makes this movie so good is the dynamic very much between Tucker and Dale, and then the X factor of gosh, I'm already brain farting on it. Sorry, pull up the character's name. Oh yeah, when Allie shows up, then that X factor and how that's then impacting their dynamic and their relationship is great. Because I mean, it's like it's endearing when the himbo moments are happening. When Dale's tripping over himself, but
Yeah.
the comedy is really coming from when Tucker and Dale themselves are interacting, and it's like the dynamics of their friendship.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Like, don't shoot me with the nail gun. Like, it's like those moments where you're just like, you don't know exactly what's happened in the past, but you can tell there's been an incident. Like
you want to know, but you're almost okay with them not like cluing you in.
yeah, and it's just like it's those kind of moments, those little interactions between the two of them, especially because it's like you've got the incomparable Alan Tudyk playing the straight man. Like Tucker is the straight
so
man in
good.
this movie. and he's excellent in it. And I mean, it's almost like I don't even know, I can't remember the trope, but like there's a trope in I know from some Asian mythology where certain people have a particular elixir that allows them to be like superhuman or godlike, or be like if they lack that elixir, they're just human. And for him, it's just like it's Pabst Blue Ribbon, like it's PBR.
Yeah, it's PBR.
It's like it's like having a bad day, drink it. Injured, pour it. Like he doesn't care. It's like this is my solution to everything. PBR it.
Like that part of the Emerson
Yeah.
in the hospital is like, look what I brought you. It's all
And
wrapped
brings
up
him
in
a
a bow.
beer. It's the funniest shit. Oh my
It's
god.
like, oh my God, you bought me a PBR. He's like, I got your favorite
And like
straw too.
he loves it so much, he tries to ransom his life with it. Like that moment right there, the humor of that moment isn't the interaction, it's the fact that like, man, we knew this guy loved beer, but like he loves it so much that like that is his answer. Like, what is my life worth? I got a 12-pack. Like
Ice cold, they're all yours.
Right.
I also like too how he's like kind of being uplifting to his friend. He's like, you're a good looking guy, more or less.
Yeah,
Like the
like
backhand
he's
compliments.
like ad-libbing, like I'm not like I like he means well, but he's also trying to like not bullshit.
yeah.
This movie's got a lot of really good references too to other movies, like the part with the chainsaw. It's clearly he's doing the
Oh,
leather
yeah.
face thing.
But it's still
Yeah.
just the fun.
And yeah, I mean, like all the cultural references, and just I mean the innate humor of there's a little bit of that kind of slapstick nature with it's just like Allie keeps getting hit on the head.
Gets her a helmet at the end.
Yeah, it's just like every time you turn around, like smack, like oh there she goes.
that is the payoff to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is such a good
That
script
gag.
too for a comedy. Like they juggle it so well, the horror aspects, and making sure it's funny the entire way through.
And there are a couple moments where like they even toy with you. And like what I love is as they're heading into the big final showdown, and he's heading up to that lumber mill. They do a perfect setup. Like any horror fan is like knows that's foreshadowing. Like that guy's gonna get impaled. Like they show that thing outside with all the spikes on it, and everyone's like, he's getting impaled. And then he falls out, and it's like he's not impaled. Like that does not have this. It's like, oh, you tricky bastards. It's like every horror fan is ready for this, and that's such a subtle little thing, but in and of itself, it's fun. It's like, wait, I was ready for this guy to get totally impaled on that, and that didn't happen. You tricked me, like you cheeky dick waffle.
Cheeky. That could be the name of a bar, the Cheeky Dick Waffle.
It's gonna be our next show title, the Cheeky Dick Waffles.
Oh shit! Now that might have to be our like after hours show, like our.
I mean, to be
CryptTeaze
fair,
After
I
Dark.
stole it, but at least what I stole it from could technically be called horror, so that's at least all right.
Okay, it works.
Did it seem to anybody else like this could have been a good National Lampoon's movie? Because it was about a vacation. I feel like this could have been like Clark Griswold in this.
I don't think National Lampoon's is ever really going to touch on the horror genre. The entirety of their existence, even if you look at their offshoot movies, has always been something of an exploitative nature.
Yeah. Because I had that one scene in Christmas Vacation where it comes out with the chainsaw with the mascot and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, one-off moments versus an entire movie, and going to the, as you said, the level of graphicness that they have in this movie, I think is a little different. I think one of the few things in this movie that always kind of puzzles me is, as you said, it plays up on the slasher tropes, which of course it does. But almost every other slasher trope, there's a reason. Like, we know why Freddy's doing what he does, why Jason's doing what he does. Marginally why Michael Myers is doing what it is. Like, he has a relatively set target. We never really know what those original rednecks in the woods were about.
Well, for Michael Myers, it was just, he was trying to tell Lori about her extended car warranty. She might not have known about that yet.
But seriously, it's like those rednecks in the woods, like we never have an inciting motivation for what they're about. That's the one thing where I'm like, I'd kind of like that, but at the same time, it really is completely unnecessary as this is a standalone movie. If they were going to franchise it, they would have had to go with something like that. But
well, if there was going to be a part 2, which there's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure it's canceled at this point. But I think that's where it would have gone.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I personally find just really strange as a plot hole, but again, none of the plot holes in this movie bother me because it works so well, they're not issues. Like, tell me, like, if you're a cop going out someplace, your dispatcher knows where you are. When you haven't checked in a long time, they're going to send somebody to look for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to, one of the funnier scenes is when they're like going through the cabin, seeing all this sketchy ass stuff. Like, oh, this person's into news clippings. There's all these murder clippings on the wall.
And I love the fact that they're like, that what they focus on is the coupon for chili dog.
The chili dog coupon.
No expiration date. Yes.
It's just they're two good old boys. We already said Dale's the himbo.
And, I mean, I have been in the middle of nowhere, and I mean like middle of nowhere in America.
BFE country.
And I have never seen a gas station like that.
Yeah, that was like I got flashbacks to Cabin Fever, to the OG Cabin Fever a little bit.
Just like if I walked into a gas station and the guy behind the counter is wearing one strap overalls without a shirt on, like
might be
if I already got my gas, whatever else I needed, I'm out. Like,
get the next one. I think one of the better like lines too in the movie, because this movie has a lot of really funny ass one-liners. Like part where he's yelling, "College kids, college kids."
We got your friend. That to me just made it.
And he writes it with the hatchet.
Yeah.
all the misunderstandings.
My big thing with that right there always kind of bugs me though. Like he writes it with the hatchet, but leaves the hatchet. Like, hey,
like I said, he's dumb as a stump, but he remembers things.
Well, but it's like you found an unattended hatchet in the woods and you have the cabin to fix up. Like, how are you not walking off with that? It's like, who else is it? Who else is it? No one's there. It's on, like, it's in your woods.
I like too the whole movie. He's totally thirsting over that girl like the entire time, like the board games. Like he just like throws it aside, goes get the board games. Like, which one do you want to play?
Yeah, well, but it's he's thirsting over her, but it's like it's in an endearing way, not so much a creepy way. Like he's not just like he literally just is like, oh my gosh, she's talking to me, and he's being genuine with her. He's not sitting there being like, can I take you out? Like he's not playing that. He's just being himself, and that's why it works. Like if he was being a creep about it,
he'd be like,
the whole movie would not work. Yeah, the whole movie would not work.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is why he's the perfect kind of himbo character. He has this like idiot savant thing going on that works really well. It's like, oh, he knows all this insane trivia, but he couldn't even get past the 4th grade. Like, what?
I like too the part where he almost gets stabbed in the dick. He goes, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really glad I hung like a bear.
Yeah.
That is a great moment.
That is one of the greatest one-liners I've ever
like
heard.
I watched this movie for just the second time last night, like second time ever. I forgot how hilarious it was. Like it's so fucking quotable.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a couple years, but I think this is probably my 3rd or 4th time watching it, because obviously after somebody shows you this movie, your first reaction is, who can I now show this to? Because you know someone who hasn't seen this, and you're like, you need to watch this.
It's like the It Follows of movies. Like once you get it, you have to share it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, the way this plays with like I had in my notes where it's the male characters, the college boys that get killed off first. You know, the kid that gets the kids that get impaled, the wood chipper, and so we're turning that trope on its ear, sort of, where it's not the black male, it's not any of the girls, it's.
Oh yeah, and I love the fact that they do have a very a nice diverse cast going on, which kudos as you should, because come on, a group of college kids, that's one of the most diverse places you're going to find in America is universities and campuses. So I love that, and again, I really love the fact that some of the last people hanging in there are the black guy, I'm not even sure the ethnicity of the girl. I would say black on a whim, but she seems possibly Middle Eastern, not really sure. Regardless, they're some of the last
color, we know that. Yeah. She's
one of the last people getting killed. And I'm like, I really enjoy this. Like, they're the ones who are smartest and hanging in there, and who more often than not were trying to use their heads. It wasn't until very late in the game where it was like, we're kind of stuck in this now. Like we've gone too far down this road to get out of it. But for the longest time, he's like, why are we not leaving? Bro, right. Get out. Like, why are we still here?
I like too, where he's like, you guys are just whining. Don't you know how lucky you are? You have a few people get this opportunity. Like he's all into like the Survivor Games shit.
Oh my God. And again, the Chad is such a Chad. He is so terrible. It's like every time
the chattiest Chad to ever Chad.
As a Chase, I'm very glad I'm not a Chad. I'm glad my parents went the other way with that.
Every time he opens his mouth, you're just ready for some shit to come out that nobody wants to hear.
He acts like such a Chad too. The one part where he just says, I think she has that syndrome where she falls in love with her captors. He goes, "You're in love with him?" He gets all shitty about it. I'm like, it's like snaps right to it.
Right, and it's just like she goes straight to Stockholm syndrome, and to me, I understand that's a trope that they want to use, but considering this is like, she's like, I read about this in psychology class, and I'm just like, yeah, that's been disproven by psychologists. Like, you would not have learned about this in your class, except as an example of something that's not actually a thing.
Wait, Stockholm syndrome isn't actually a thing?
Yeah, no.
Well, what am I still doing here with CryptTeaze?
Was it disproven, though? Because, like, the movie's from 2000. God damn it.
I thought you guys were.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but again, it's like it's the fact that like that's her first go-to is like, oh, this must be Stockholm syndrome. It's just which it plays super well in the movie. It is hilarious, but rewatching it, watching on the subsequent time, when she first goes in, it's like you just have this hope for like half a second that she has a brain and is going to make the right call here, and it's just like, nope.
I will say, as far as Stockholm Syndrome goes, I know that 2013 is when the most recent version of the DSM came out, and this movie was 2010. So I guess my question is, when was it disproven, and would we have had that information? I mean, looking at it now, I totally get what you're saying, but
right, fair. But again, at the same time, it's that is an extreme to jump to given the short amount of time to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I agree with that.
Right, but as I said, it plays well for the movie, so it's forgivable. But like, I love the way that scene is composed because when they give enough pause there and enough questioning doubt time, like they have a few beats of like silence between like, I know what this is, and her coming out with it. You're just like, oh my God. Like it's one of them finally gonna have a brain and put an end to this stupidity of misunderstanding. Nope.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
That gets squashed real the fuck quick.
Well, right, but it's like the one moment, but it's so necessary because almost the entire time, it's Chad who keeps upping the envelope, who keeps being like, "We have to do this. We can't like
upping the ante." Even
he
straight up cuts off his fingers and sends them.
Right.
He
does
his
bowling fingers. His bowling fingers, y'all.
And then he gets the wrong fingers at the end.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't remember painting my nails.
He goes with
color. Yeah,
I'm not mad about it. Yeah, like
he's just like, hey, I got a working finger. Hey, what? How lucky for him that girl was his blood type.
Right? No, real talk.
What was you guys' favorite misunderstanding in this movie? Because it was most of the movie is misunderstandings, but it's got to be one that really stuck out.
Because Fargo is one of my favorite non-horror movies ever, the wood chipper scene.
Yeah, he just threw himself into the wood chipper.
Right, well, I think that entire moment, because it's like one throws himself into a wood chipper, one impales himself on a spear after she gets hit on the head. Like that entire play out when they're trying to bum rush them, and they're calling them over, like, "Oh, hey, your friends are here, come on." It's just like they're instantly being attacked. Like they don't even assess the situation properly, like the college kids. They just go in guns blazing, and it's so damn funny.
Really fucks up for him, yeah.
Like probably just like walking through the woods. He's like, "Yeah, she's back there. I'm gonna go back and take care of her, finish her off." And that's all they hear. Right? Like, oh God, they're gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Or when she falls, like, "We got your friend. We got your friend." Like it's not a menacing, like, "We got your friend." It's not in any kind of tone like that. It's like
walking through, yelling, college kids. His face is covered in bee stings. I like when he goes, "I was out there sawing the log and I got stung by hornets. I went through a hornet's nest." He goes, "Well, why'd you do that?"
Which is some shit that if any two of us were Tucker and Dale, we would totally say to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. However, I mean, I'm just going to be completely honest here. If I'm about to chop a log, I'm going to check the ends first. Like, that was real visible from the end. Like, that's a real dumb move on his part. Like, I'm not just going to start going at a log without examining said log. That was real visible if you looked in the end of it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I chalked it up to he was like mentally just not really there because he was jealous of his friend hanging with the girl.
Yeah, and you can definitely read it that way. He's just like, well, what do you call him, a Romeo?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I got one.
Yeah.
So with this movie, we have a lot of unconventional, I can't even really say weaponry, because weaponry implies that it was used in most cases to kill somebody. I mean, we talked about the wood chipper kill, we talked about the spear or the shovel or whatever. What other kind of improvised weapon or improvised implement would you guys have wanted to see used? Oh, the Weed Whacker too. How the fuck can I forget the Weed Whacker?
Oh yeah, he takes it right to his face.
Dude, I got to see it used. I've always loved the concept of using a saw blade as a frisbee. Like, I loved that moment where it's just like, hi. Like,
That whole flashback was funny. The Memorial Day Massacre. The Memorial Day Massacre is perfect because you don't see that in horror movies. It's always like Halloween or Friday the 13th or Valentine's Day.
yeah.
Memorial Day is one of the few holidays that Hollywood as a whole was like, we're not going to touch that one for like a holiday themed movie. Like there's Black Christmas, there's April Fool's Day, there's Bloody Birthday, Happy Birthday.
I'm going to say right now, gosh darn it, I still want them to make Thanksgiving.
They should. Eli Roth needs to jump on that.
That trailer was amazing.
Oh God, yes, absolutely. Make it happen. If Eli Roth ever sees this.
I want to see the International Women's Day slasher. That doesn't get enough attention. That holiday needs this horror movie.
Oh, like, dude, just get a band of angry women killing men. Like, I'm there for that all day. Like,
we can write this right now.
We could, but we can't because we are not the people who should write that movie.
No, this is very true. This is very true. But
we can gently suggest all the
we can so what we do is you got to do like the Mel Brooks method. So like when he wrote Blazing Saddles, he wrote it with Richard Pryor. And so Richard Pryor was actually writing most of the White Cowboys parts. Like he was writing all the jokes he was making, while Mel Brooks was writing a lot of the jokes that Black Bart was making. Because you know the other side's jokes. So like we need to consult and be like, hey, we know all the asshole males you should kill.
Let's get Robin as a co-writer.
Yes, there you go. We get Robin. If we're gonna do it that way, are we doing it serious or are we doing it comical?
Okay,
like
this tangent has gone far enough.
No. Because I have a suggestion for one actress for that. Leslie Jones.
Again, I said we're gonna have like an ensemble. You gotta have like 5 women, so you can always have a comedic relief one in there.
It's
not a problem.
That's my pick.
Krista Wiig, Samara Weaving, and whoever else. Those two will carry it.
Oh no. You got to get Charlize Theron in there.
She'll take it too seriously. Yeah. She'll ruin it.
Oh no. Oh no. Because like she can do, like she's done the lighthearted stuff and she's done it well, but she can also go like full monster. So she has that balance in her. Yeah, she has that balance in her career. So she's perfect. Like whatever side you want to go on, she can land on that side of the coin. Again, let's get back to Tucker and Dale.
Okay, so what So the saw blade was your pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just really enjoyed that. I mean, if we're talking other strange implements, I mean, really any kind of gardening implement, you know, they're out there dealing with clearing brush, all this kind of stuff. I mean, I think it'd be like they have the weed whacker. That's a good, but like I've never seen a bush trimmer be used in like a kill scene. Like that'd be really awkward.
Well, maybe that's your single wheeler.
Never seen a bush trimmer.
Bad joke.
But we were both thinking it.
Well, no, like, you know,
we had to make the immature joke. This is not high class stuff.
But it could be.
This is not a serious episode.
You guys ever just want to stop living down here? It's like CryptTeaze up here.
So you know what? Like, here's something that really puzzles me. I really thought that Katrina Bowden did a great job in this movie. And then what happened to her?
She was in Nurse 3D.
Again, what happened to her?
What the fuck? I was gonna say, what the hell's that?
I think she just got written off as like the ditzy hot girl because she was in 30 Rock.
I started looking through her like IMDb and it's just like, oh God, you got Hallmark movies on there now. Poor girl.
She was in 30 Rock for a long time and she's kind of written off, I think, as that character, just the ditzy hot girl. Which is a shame because she's a good actress.
Yeah, a lot of that happens. However, because she was on 30 Rock for a long time, she's probably not hurting.
Probably not.
This is true. She's probably got a nice nest.
When you get that syndication money,
yeah, no, real talk.
Back to the question, I wanted to see one of the board games get used as a weapon because they introduced them. It would have been the great setup. It was him getting the board game out and them playing. At some point in the cabin, I wanted that to somehow be used.
How could you kill somebody with a board game or a piece?
I want to find out
so easily. They have a whole mousetrap.
That should have been one of the games they were playing.
There's
so many hard plastic pieces in that. It's just like, right there.
But they never work. That's the problem. You guys played Mousetrap?
Yeah, and it never worked. No, you're right.
No.
Okay.
False advertising.
All right,
It's like
I
let the
got-
mouse get away every time.
I got one for you. This is
Yeah.
brutal, but I'd love to
Okay.
see this.
Sure.
So a lot of those kind of games have like cards for different things. Between the teeth, jamming them up there with like hammers, raking
You
them across the
motherfucker.
gums.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Get a sick mind, Wheeler.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Wheeler, God.
Next time we play board games, this is all I'm
Damn
gonna be thinking of.
So
I'm gonna be sitting with my missus playing House on Haunted Hill after all this, or Betrayal, I should say.
yeah, so
And
when
I'm
I was
gonna be
like
thinking of that.
when I was like
Oh,
14, I read a book where a guy in his nightmare was being tortured by a witch who was hammering razors into his gums from between his teeth. So, you know, like that's now forever in my head and always a go-to for me. It's like, how do you want to torture somebody? Aha!
And you had to share it with the world. Thanks,
Yeah.
of
motherfucker.
course.
I got an image in my head now, and I can't get it out.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Some pick for improv weapon before we let Sean get too much further down the rabbit hole.
I want to hear more about his
My
killing
pick.
methods.
My pick, just because I want a big garden rake, just because this movie would have been perfect to do the sideshow Bob, step on the rake, bonk in the face. Not that that's going to kill anybody, but that could be like, it happens and then it's a callback. It's like Chekhov's rake kind of thing.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck.
No, like I thought of a way because, like, you know how some of like some rakes and things and like snow shovels will have that like handle on the end, and it's usually plastic. So you have that break. Now you have a jagged end. I mean, it's straight. It's not going to be straight up. You step on it and it hits you, but you step on it, it hits you. You're tripping. You could do some kind of like impale something on it. Maybe not kill you, but or you know, but that is also usually on shorter ones. So you trip, you fall on it, maybe get it straight up here, something like that.
Oh, get a little through the jaw action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I mean, there's options. I mean,
Get
you
like
can
My
make
Bloody
this work.
Valentine up in here. Okay.
You can
Listen to
make
Wheeler,
this
like, we
work.
can make this kill work. We have options. I've done this before.
I mean, not yet, but
This reminds me of the newest Chuck Palahniuk book where the girl is like actually a killer, but she records like screams and that.
Oh, you've
they
read
use
that.
in movies and that.
The
Yeah,
Invention of
Invention of Sound. I fucking loved it.
That's one of his
I-
better books. So
I'm
does
looking
anybody
at
have
my
any
notes.
closing thoughts on this?
Well, I'm looking at my notes again, and I almost forgot because it's such an obscure like kill that Chad's like weakness is the chamomile tea,
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
which is just the
He throws
funniest.
it in his face. Says, "Have an allergic reaction. Should be fine."
That
Falls down.
was like that was the pocket sand of horror movies.
It really was, but I mean, it's also
He nailed him.
It's so perfect though. Like the whole movie, this guy who's acting like super tough guy, like I want to go in charging, is the asthmatic bitch. Like the one guy who has like a pretty notable physical issue that should probably deter him from getting hardcore into physical stuff is the guy who's like, let's go. I mean, look, I don't think we've dealt on it enough so far. Is really what I came back to at the beginning is what makes it. It's the characters of Tucker and Dale that make this movie. Had you not cast those gentlemen and they not played them so perfectly, it wouldn't work. I mean, come on, from Dale's bumbling with, you know, even like with like, I love chamomile tea. Like it subverts all your expectations of what you're thinking of when you think of, you know, the redneck good old boy kind of people that they are supposed to
pickle egg
represent. Yeah, to those frat kids. And they're just so endearing, honest, and above all real. Like, you may not know somebody exactly like this, but you know somebody kind of like this.
Yeah,
And that's
it's
what
a vaguely familiar thing,
right,
yeah.
and that's what makes it work. And also for anyone who's gone to university, not trying to be mean here, because I've known some good
I went
ones.
to Yale.
No, not trying to
Fuck
be mean
yourself.
here because I've known some good ones, but if you've been to a university, you've probably met some shithead frat people. You just have. Like, you might know some good ones. I certainly do, but
Nope, not a one.
I've known some real shithead ones.
I
And so
can
it's
count
like,
I can count them on a single hand and still have fingers left.
unless
Unless I'm Tucker.
well, no, I agree.
Lucas,
but
we
what
just
I'm
lost our
saying is-
entire frat boy audience.
No, I agree.
All
Like,
three of them.
I
Yeah.
didn't know many, but I knew some. I'll give credit where it's due. But I did know plenty of them who were very arrogant asshats, and seeing them as the real villains and idiots it's a fun subversion. It just plays so well. Honestly, you know what my biggest disappointment from this movie is?
What?
That it's been I think 4 years since his last movie. What are you doing? Where are you? Eli, get on this.
Seriously.
We need more of these movies.
Didn't he do
no.
one more? Didn't he have one more notable movie? I forget what it was, but I thought he did. I thought he had one more.
I remember seeing his name come up a couple years ago, but I don't remember what for.
Zombieland.
Zombieland, the show. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Really?
yeah, he was the director of the series. Yeah. So
This series was never going to work.
no, but that was where that was his attempt. But it's like that was a few years after it, and then his last movie was 4 years ago, and it didn't really go anywhere. But it's like, dude, you did this, like, and you co-wrote this. You've got it in you. Come on, like, we want more.
Yeah.
God, and you're like a wood chipper's got a college kid in it.
Well,
College kid
hey,
blood.
we gave him great ideas. Next time, board game cards.
Right. See, we could write this movie for him right now. I mean, if you're listening, Eli, get on it.
Say you got three. Competent might be a stretch, but you have three willing and able.
If you haven't seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, check it out.
What the
It's-
fuck you doing? Check it out.
Seriously. All right, closing out. I'm Chase Will.
I'm Sean Wheeler.
And I'm Lucas Liner.
This has been CryptTeaze Family Fun Night. See you guys next week. Bye.
Till next time.